everyone, it's Eric with His&Hers HHQ, and it's more like morning, so we'll go with that. This is an update on the Revell 29 Ford Model T pickup being done as a werewolf. Alright, first things first, the frame. Let's get a little bit closer here. I think you can see it pretty well there, maybe, where I did extend it. Now I have a little bit of filling to do. I'm actually going to use filler to get this little spot here, and I think it was this spot here. No, that's actually pretty smooth. Oh yeah, and over here there's a spot here and a spot there, but I need to finish cleaning this up. Once it's cleaned up and I have the filler in it, and then that is sanded down, primed and painted, you won't be able to tell that, well, I modified that. And that's the point. I thought it would be of course, obviously really cool to lengthen it a bit, just because as a werewolf, well, you are altered. Well, same thing with this. It's altered. So there's that. As you can see, I've already got this cut. This is the fender / bottom of the body assembly, and as I said in the previous video, I went back and clipped that out. I have to finish cleaning it up. I started cleaning this up earlier, starting here and working my way around. I've already gotten this part. It's pretty well rounded off the way I wanted it, and it looks pretty good. I did some cleanup here on the body frame itself. I want to get this mess cleaned up out of there, and then get to this. As you can see, that needs a little bit of cleanup versus that. So I'm going to get this cleaned up, get this done a little bit. I mean, it's kind of rough, and then get this cleaned up. But otherwise, this is your whole I guess fender floor pan assembly. That's getting cleaned up. I have the firewall installed, and I have the seat support installed, and I've already got this pre-scribed a little bit, but I didn't go completely through to remove that because I wanted to make sure I had this cleaned up. I had to do a lot of cleanup right here and right here, and a little bit along these spots here. But otherwise, this here is actually coming along pretty nicely. I gotta finish up here, and then I'll clean up the window hole here, but I'm going to put on the armor plating, as I said. I did a lot of, as a matter of fact, I made a comment to somebody. I talked about all the modifications I'm doing to this kit, and I'm adding some as I go along. It's the dangers of my brain. And this is what I'm talking about. I have a big pile of parts over here that I'm not going to use for this build, but I will certainly set aside like that. That's the engine, transmission, exhaust, water lines, all that mess. I'm not going to use it for this particular build, but it had more than one dash. It had the dash with the window frame. what I'm talking about here is I got to looking at this here, and that's supposed to be like a wood grain look, I guess. And I got to looking at it, and I said, you know, it doesn't have the wood grain, but I've got balsa wood. So I spent a couple hours on this cleaning it up, as you can see. Let me see if it'll adjust. I've got quite a bit more cleanup to do, just to smoothen it out a little bit. Use the sandpaper to clean it up, and then I'll cut some balsa wood to fit behind there, and maybe take some of my foil and make a ring around it and give it a real wood look. But well, the foil is optional. Otherwise, the balsa wood is going in there. So I have settled on the regular or stock seats and not going to use the custom bench. Oh, and I got to looking in the directions. These massive oddball rings that fit in the slots on the tires, these represent white walls. So color me gird. That 53 Ford service truck, the remaining parts have been quite beneficial for this build. So it's kind of like a kit bash, but not. I like this bumper, and this bumper will fit quite beautifully across the back there. So this one's going to be the back bumper. I'm going to see what I can do about that as the front bumper. As you can see though, I got both pieces, both of these shaped. And once again, you can tell I'm bouncing from location to location upon this build, just like I do with all builds. Again, I have this assembled sort of, but I'm trying to determine if it would be easier to just go ahead and attach this now and then prime and paint, or do it separately. But my issue is, if you look at this, when it goes in place, the well, there's those massive holes. So it's driving me nuts, and I'm, you know, debating what I do with that. But otherwise, you know, I did find a fan to go on this, and what I did, this is out of one of either the, oh dear Lord, it's the 72 Ford, the 72 Ford from Mobius, or the 65 Ford service truck. It's one of the many fans that come with the those kits. Anyway, I clipped the peg off, drilled a little hole, and that will fit right in there. So it'll work. That's what we're looking for. Oh, and I got to looking at this, and maybe somebody can correct me in the comments. What's supposed to go here is a magneto, and nowhere do I see any spot for a distributor. So I don't know how these this particular look sporty engine's supposed to look. So I'm trying to, you know, it's driving me nuts. Maybe somebody can help me or answer that. What does something like this have a distributor, and if so, where would it be located? I'm not looking for the part, but because I can come up with a distributor, where would it be located on the block or on the engine? Yeah, so that's a little confusing. But I did notice that when I've got the water jacket and pump housing here installed, the piece that's supposed to act, or right here, that's supposed to act as the water line, I can't find that anywhere. Then it dawned on me I actually use that as the handle for the dolly I scratch built for the service truck for the downtown service station. So I didn't have a water line. Well, I was digging through my parts stuff. I came up with this, and I came up with this, but then I kept digging, and I found this. And it's a flexible vinyl or rubber hose, and I can get it in there nice and neat and get it angled and set up. So I think that's what I'm going to work with. But we are moving along. You know, I get a few hours here, you know, a couple hours here, a couple hours there. And since there's a lot of heavy modifications on this thing, it may not seem like I'm getting anywhere, but I really am. Oh, and I did set aside the short doors here. Well, crud. See, this is the first time I got to looking. The short doors aren't gonna fit. So I'm going to have to use the tall doors, but in this case I can get away with cutting off the window frame because I want it open, and that's the point. I want it open. I may actually give it a little curve, kind of like a elbow groove, I guess. Elbow groove. I think that'd be pretty cool. Give it kind of that old style or horse-drawn carriage kind of feel to it. I guess that'd be kind of cool. But anyway, so next time you see this, which should be Sunday, I will hopefully have this cut out and then have the rest of this planned out. I'm thinking what I'm going to do actually for ease of construction is actually take a bit of my evergreen 2x2 here, get it in there for structural support all the way around. Well, not all the way around. You get the point. In each of those corners. And then clip off everything there, and then use my, my thin sheet styrene and create new braces for the top. And then I was already looking at the roof, which is that piece there. I was already looking at the roof, and once I have this figured out, I'm going to find wherever in here this line gets to be, where that is, and then score it right across that line numerous times. Not to go all the way through, but enough to get rid of a bit of plastic. And then I can fold it at a, well, perfect angle. Anyway, so I'm done talking for the moment. I guess that's where we're at, and I mean, obviously there's a lot going on. I'm going to try and have the engine primed by Sunday. Can't guarantee. Have that mess dealt with by Sunday. That's probably a guarantee. And have this, have the frame finish cleaning that up and have it situated and ready to go and probably primed by Sunday. Well, I mean, obviously we got a lot more stuff to go. I've got more parts to, or more chrome to dechrome. This here is the center of the rear axle and the drive shaft. So that's got to be dealt with, dechromed, cleaned up. Again, the axle has to be put in, and getting the rear end situated and raised up just a little bit. If I can get this raised enough by maybe say 5 millimeters, then I can use the straight front axle to guarantee clearance for the oil pan, but I don't think I'll have to worry about too much clearance. I'll probably assemble the kit engine and then see what kind of size difference there is, just to, you know, make sure everything is sitting right. So I have more dechroming to do, got a few more sub-assemblies to go. Hopefully have this done, or at least primed by Sunday. And yeah, this here is actually coming together. The more I go, the more I might add to myself. Reference the dash. But otherwise, I think this is going to be turn out really, really cool. So I'm looking forward to getting some more assembly done, getting prime done, and let's wow some people. And that's the video for today. I'm Eric with His&Hers HHQ. If you haven't yet, head on over to Facebook and follow us at His&Hers Hobby Headquarters. And as always, take a moment, like, subscribe, share the content. Let's keep spreading the word of model building. And as always, comment below. As you can see, I do try to be as interactive as possible. It may be 5 minutes later, it may be 5 days later, but I do try to be interactive and reply and talk to everybody. But yeah, I appreciate the great feedback, and I look forward to producing more content. You guys are an amazing group of people, and I very much appreciate it, all of you. Men, women, everybody. I appreciate it. So yeah, let's just really keep spreading the word of spreading the hobby of scale model building. So I'm Eric. Have a good day.